third anniversary party slash meeting. Awesome. So many familiar faces in the crowd. We got some new ones too. If you're new, first time here, can you raise your hand? First time? First timers, raise your hand. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you guys. You picked a good day. We have cake. Who doesn't like starting the day out with a little piece of cake, right? Sure. Be good. So, well, I'm Tyler LeCompte. I'm one of the organizers for 1 Million Cups. We are celebrating our 3rd anniversary today. If it's your first time here, let me tell you a little bit about it. Hoffman Foundation out of Kansas City sponsors a national campaign called 1 Million Cups, which we started here in Daytona 3 years ago. It is an entrepreneurial networking event that happens in 140 cities around the country today, right now, just like this. So you should be very happy and excited for yourself because you're part of something big that's happening in America today. So that's awesome. I am joined by a slew of organizers. So we've got Michael Zaharias, I've got Sean Donovan, I've got Sean Altez, I've got Silas. Fred, you're here somewhere, Fred? There, no, Bob here. Bob Turner's here. We're got a few that are Joan. Where's Joan? There she is. Yes, you are. Okay. Today we have a wonderful speaker. Somebody we've been trying to get for almost 2 years now. He's just a really busy guy. He's got a lot going on. Here's one of the reasons right here. But we are very happy to have Jeremy Craig from the Copper Bottom Distillery right down the street. If you're not familiar, it's a really cool spot. He's got a great story. He's going to share that with us. We're going to have questions afterwards, and then after that, we're going to have lots of giveaways. We're all going to have a piece of cake. No, seriously, it's a big cake. If we don't have a piece, we're going to be upset. But let's get it started. Let's have Jeremy come on up.
Okay, thank you, everybody. The first thing I want to say is congratulations to 1 Million Cups. I've been coming, it was like right after the first couple of meetings I started coming to 1 Million Cups. And haven't been in a while because we actually got off the ground and kids and everything else going on. But again, congratulations to 1 Million Cups and all the organizers, current, former, people aren't here around with us anymore, they're in other places. I mean, you guys put on a great show and a great show, presentation. And honestly, this is the first group that I really came across in Daytona to really help us get our business off the ground. So we obviously wanted to come in and do the same. So definitely another quick round of applause for 1 Million Cups. So as you were saying, my name is Jeremy Craig. I'm the head distiller and one of the owners over at Copper Bottom Craft Distillery. My wife here is head of marketing and another one of the owners, and that's my little daughter, our second daughter there, Macy. Future head distiller and CEO, But yeah, so a little bit about us. We're a craft distillery right down the road here on Beach Street, actually. Now it's across Mason, so it's not on this Beach Street. That's one thing that confuses everybody. They see the Beach Street address and they're like, oh yeah, you guys are right next to Cinnamon. No, we're not. We're down and across the ridge there. Not across the bridge, but across the way. We opened up almost exactly a year ago. We opened up October 3rd, 2016. We had probably 2 years worth of not planning, but 2 years worth of building and getting permits and licenses in order to get open. And I don't know if you guys remember, but October 3rd was a Monday. October 7th, I believe, was when Hurricane Matthew came through. So we got 2 years worth of planning, ready to go, open the doors on Monday, and there's a hurricane barreling down on us. So we were pretty freaked out there for a little bit. Luckily, we didn't get a whole lot of damage. Actually, the damage that we did sustain, we are still fighting with insurance to get fixed. But luckily, we didn't lose any equipment because our pretty still here that you can kind of see in the background took us over a year to get. That stuff's just not sitting on a shelf somewhere. All that stuff's hand-built, and it took us over a year to get. And once we got it all set up, we had a hurricane coming, and I was like, oh, I hope this doesn't affect us too bad. So yeah, so what we do is we're a craft distillery. We make rum. We make a silver rum, a gold rum, and we make vodka as well. We make them all there in-house, start to finish. I say that because it's rare. There's a few other craft distilleries around the state, and actually even a lot of the big distilleries around don't actually make a whole lot of anything. A lot of them will buy in a lot of bulk spirits and repackage it. We don't do that. We bring in everything, raw materials. We mash it, distill it, ferment it, they're all there at house. We also give free tours and tastings. So we invite everybody to come in, we will show you around, show you how I make everything, and give you a taste of all the products we've done, which is always the best part of the tour. A little bit about my background. Because one question I always get is, how the heck do you get into this? And we kind of have alcohol in the blood, so to speak. My dad worked, no, my dad worked over 20 years at, used to be Schlitz, it was Stroh's Brewery over in Tampa. Now it's a big Yuengling plant. Some of you guys might be familiar over there. Both my grandfathers actually retired from there. So we go kind of a long way in the beer industry. I homebrewed all the time, was always very, very interested in just the industry in general. I have a chemistry and biology background, so that kind of helped with the science behind it. About, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? About 5 years ago, we went up to Vermont for a family reunion. My dad's side of the family, most of us from Vermont. So we went up there for a family reunion. And I don't know if anybody knows this, but Vermont is, per capita has more distilleries and breweries than any other state in the country. So, and we've always been interested in that kind of stuff, so we stop in at craft breweries wherever we go. We stopped in at one, and I think it was Harpoon, I think it was the distillery, or the brewery we stopped at. And right across the street, they're opening up a brand new craft distillery. We had never seen one before, didn't know anything about it. We opened up we just kind of peeked through the windows because they weren't even open yet. And the owner happened to be there, he brought us in, showed us around. And about an hour later, when we finally left, we all of us, we all looked at each other and said, all right, so when do we open? And it took a while after that for us to actually put the plan together and make it happen. But a few years later, we finally were able to open the doors. I do want to kind of show, if you don't mind, showing the products. Actually, first, let's show just scroll down a little bit, just kind of show the locations. A couple things. I know one of the things everybody likes to know. That's a little further out there. We're not worldwide yet. But one of the things that I know, everybody likes to know is where we're available. Where can you find us? And one of our successes is that we've been able to get it out quite a bit. I mean, as you can see, most of it's across the I-4 corridor there, but we're in about 26 or 7 ABC stores around the state. We're in 6 or 7 total wines. We're in about 60, 70 other bars, restaurants, liquor stores all around the state.
Good for you.
So we're, in 1 year, so we're pretty happy with that. That's not just our hard work. That was also we're signed with SR Prod as our distributor. They've gone out and they've helped us out quite a bit in getting it out there for us. So, and then another local company that kind of helped us out as well. The other thing I want to show is, if you don't mind going to the spirits part there. Just kind of give you a look of what actually what we make. There's our silver rum. Very, very smooth, very easy to drink. Again, this is spirits. That's another thing. People are everybody when they see us, they think we're a brewery, because that's what people are used to, right? Craft breweries. We're just trying to do the same thing, but with a different type of alcohol. You don't go to a craft brewery, looking for Budweiser. You go looking to find something interesting and different. And that's what we're trying to do with this. Even our vodka is completely different. And actually, if you scroll down there a little bit, our vodka is the next one up there. We've actually done very well with our vodka. Our vodka was award-winning vodka, yes. Our vodka was kind of an afterthought, honestly. We were going to, I wanted to make rum. I like rum, I wanted to make rum. The first 2 or 3 weeks we were open, everybody was asking us about vodka. When are you going to make vodka? When is the vodka be ready? So I said, all right, let's go ahead and make some vodka. And right away we sent it out to it just so happened that when we finished it, there was a couple of competitions coming up. So we entered into one. The American Distilling Institute does a big international spirits competition every year, and we took a silver medal in that. We were pretty happy because it was a big international competition. And honestly, it was the very first vodka that I did. I took it off the still, packaged it, overnighted it up there because the competition was 2 days later, so we had to get it up there quick. And I didn't hardly get a chance to try it and won a silver medal for it, so we were pretty happy about that. So after we won the silver medal, a few weeks later we got an email from a company who does another spirits competition, and they only take previous winners of other competitions, or previous medal winners of other competitions. So we went ahead and we submitted our vodka to them as well, and we won a gold medal for best domestic vodka. And so, again, we're pretty happy about that. And then what I'm probably most proud of is the next spirit, which, as of just a couple days ago, is not available anymore. So sorry. So yeah, this is our gold rum. We actually make our gold rum. It's barrel aged in bourbon barrels for a year. We released it a couple weeks back for our 1-year anniversary, and it flew off the shelves. It was a single barrel. We only had 22 cases of it, and it was gone in 2 weeks. So we're pretty happy about that as well, because that's always nice. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anybody have any questions for me?
Well, let's give it up for Jeremy. Tell the tie-in with the real quote.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I always forget. So a couple things. Actually, that brings up another thing too. So we wanted to start a distillery. We went ahead and did it. We picked Holly Hill because they were great to work with. Anybody who's looking to get into business and you haven't started anything yet, I would highly recommend looking into Holly Hill. Great town, great people over there. They've done a great job for us. But just so happens that about a quarter-mile down the road from us is where Bill McCoy, the famous rum runner, used to live. And his house is still there, actually. His house is right there. It's Beach Street, but it's actually turns to Riverside there. But his house is still standing there. Bill McCoy, for those of you who don't know, was one of the most famous rum runner during Prohibition. He was a boat builder there in Holly Hill. He used to run down to the Caribbean, pick up booze, and run it all the way up and down the East Coast. I say all the way up and down. He was all the way up in New York, running booze up and down the coast. And just so happened he called Holly Hill his home. So that's one thing. Another thing that we always get a question about is Copper Bottom. Is there any significance to the name Copper Bottom? And yes, there is. Hi, come on up. So Copper Bottom is yeah, come on up. Congratulations. So Copper Bottom is it's an old nautical term. In the 1750s, the British Royal Navy started cladding the bottom of their ships with copper. That made them very quick because it made them. Yeah, I'll keep that. Hey, why don't you come this way? Might be a hot one. Yeah. So in the 1750s, the British Royal Navy started cladding the bottom of their ships with copper. This made them barnacle resistant, which made them very, very quick. Also made them a lot less maintenance prone because all the beetles and bugs and stuff used to get into the wood, so a lot less maintenance. Also made them a little more bullet resistant, just kind of as a byproduct. So all in all, they were the best ships on the water. And so we like that, it's a nautical term, we're making rum, we figured that was good, nice boat motif. But it also has a double meaning. If you were a reliable, trustworthy, genuine sailor back in those days, they started calling you a copper bottom, just like the boats. So the boats were the best boats on the water, so if you were a genuine, trustworthy, great sailor, they started calling you a copper bottom. So we like the double meaning of it. Actually, the biggest thing that sold us on it was one of the meanings was certain not to fail, which is what we have to do. Not to fail. Yeah. So we have to do that as well because we like that. But yeah, that's kind of where the name came from and kind of our tie-in. The other tie-in is in Ormond Beach there. The Three Chimneys Distillery is just a few miles from our distillery as well, and it was in the 1760s. It was a British land grant of 20,000 acres, and it was the first rum distillery and sugarcane plantation in the U.S. So there's a lot of local history around here that most people just don't realize. And honestly, I didn't realize it either. I just happened to really like this, but I'm a history guy, so I used to go and look around for local history and see what we could come up with. We came up with some pretty cool stuff. I didn't come up with it. It happened. I unearthed it, I guess.
Real quick, what are the regulations that you face versus what breweries face? A lot of people have a misconception.
Yeah, I don't like to go over that too much because it's aggravating. So, yeah, it's painful and aggravating. So, I did mention briefly that we do, it took us a couple of years to get open. And it did, because, first of all, it took us a year to get our still. It took us a full year to get our still. Like I said, it's handmade in Missouri. The problem is, you have to have your still and your building in place in order to actually apply for your federal license. So that's the problem. That's the big difference in why you don't see quite as many distilleries out there as you do breweries. There's a lot of upfront capital that you have to lay out before you can even apply for any of your permits. So we had to have our still and our building in place before we could even apply for our permit. Our permit took us 11 months to get after we applied for it. It doesn't cost us anything. We just have to sit there and go through background checks, and they don't really care about anything except are you going to pay your taxes? And that's what they were looking for. And then after we got our 11-month wait for our federal permit, it took us an additional 4 months to get our 5 months to get our state permit. So we have a federal permit, a state permit, and then obviously any local zoning permits we have to get as well. So it took quite a while, and there was a lot of setbacks as far as just the time it took. I didn't see any reason for it to take that long, but they all had other reasons. So it took us quite a while to get going. My wife, the marketing person, do you have anything to add? Did I miss anything? No? You want to answer some questions too?
Give it up for Jeremy.
All right, plenty of questions. Here we go. Let's start with Greg.
Does this one work too?